Hello, vinyl community. This is Randy. We had a record show in Nashville last weekend on Sunday, March the 10th. There was a record show here, and I went to that, picked up a few records there, so I figured I would share those with you. Roger Coleman, I think, has already done a video about the Nashville record fair, but I'm not sure if we really went to any of the same vendors. So anyway, I guess I'll go ahead and show you these records I got too. Before I get to that, I will show you a couple of records I've gotten in the mail just really in the past couple days. I got this one yesterday. The Who, Live at the Fillmore East. 1968. I got this one because just a couple days ago I ordered tickets to go see The Who in May the 16th. So, and all my excitement in getting the tickets, I ordered this record too. I actually ordered it directly from the Who website. Wow, I got here really quickly too, like in a couple days. So, this is the record that came out in April of 2018. So about a year ago. It's a 3-record set. It's only a gatefold sleeve though. Wonderful picture of the guys there. So, yeah, this was recorded in 1968, and I realized that the band that I'll be seeing in June or May is not exactly like this band, but they should still be doing a lot of the same songs. I'm sure they'll do their greatest hits. So, and then also, as part of the ticket, they're supposed to be sending me a CD of a new, I guess The Who has a new album coming out. So they're supposed to be sending that to me in the mail. So, yeah, I'll be glad to get that so I can hear it, before the concert. So that's it. So I just came in the mail yesterday. I was just to yeah. So it's a 3-record set, but there's only 2 pockets for the records. So there's 2 records in one pocket and one in the other. They all look pretty much like this. They're with a lot of text, so it goes on across. They're different. Text is in different colors. So 3 pages of that, and then just a picture of the tape box there on the other side. So I've listened to the first 2 records of this. It sounds immaculate. It's really beautiful, and this is actually the only Who record I have. I had, at some point in my life, I had Who's Next, and then I've had like tapes of greatest hits and stuff. But another one that came in the mail really just yesterday is one that Michael Fremer on Analog Planet did a video about. I think it was really just earlier this week. It's another. It's called the Blue Note Review. Spirit and Time is the name of this volume. I guess this is the 2nd volume in the Blue Note Review. I didn't get the first volume. I just now heard about it. Michael Bremer told me about it. He did a very thorough unboxing on this, so I'm not going to go into any detail. If you are interested in it, I would highly recommend his video. He does a very good presentation on it. This is a really heavy box. It's like a textured box. It's got this nice photo here. Art Blakey, I believe, on the front. This one is I think sort of dedicated to drummers, so I'm not going to go into detail about what's in this box, but I will just show you very quickly what comes in it. You get a 2-record set, which is all songs that Tony Williams wrote, but they're performed by current day jazz drummers and current instrumentalists. So that's really good. These are all Blue Note artists, and it's good because I just don't listen to that much by current artists. I hear it on Sirius XM in the car, but most of it's just not released on vinyl, the newer artists. So this would be a good way to get familiar with them. So this is a really nice. This is a textured, and then has this inset picture here. Details about the recordings in there, and then 2-record set, so it tells about them in there. We are actually, they sent a CD of that 2-record set, so that's what we're hearing in the background right now, if you can hear any of that. It came with 2 photos. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but it came in 2 really nice photos of Elvin Jones and Art Blakey. I may actually get those framed. And then it came with 2 records. So Art Blakey, African, Jazz Messenger. So the Jazz Messengers in this case are Lee Morgan on trumpet, Wayne Shorter on tenor sax, Walter Davis on piano, Jimmy Merritt on bass, Art on drums, and Dizzy Reese on congas on just one song. So, and then it came with another record too, this Bobby Hutcherson Patterns record. I have not listened to either one of these yet. I feel confident they're going to be excellent. These are actually records that were recorded in the late 50s or early 60s, but not released until the late 70s or early 80s. So these would fall sort of into that category of the Tone Poet series, I believe, and these have been remastered by the same people who were doing that Tone Poet series, I believe. So, yeah, Bobby Hutcherson Patterns. The people who play on this, in addition to Bobby, James Spaulding on alto sax and flute, Stanley Cowell on piano, I'm not familiar with him, Reggie Workman on bass, and Joe Chambers on drums. So, yeah, these have both just been reissued in 180 gram vinyl, so that should be really good. It also came with some knickknacks. There's a carbon fiber brush, so Blue Note on it if you can read that, and then it came also with just this deck of trading cards. They're like baseball cards, actually, so they really are actually quite cool. It just shows a picture of the Blue Note artist. There's Kenny Dorham, and on the back there is just a very little bit of trivia or information about them, and then a few of their Blue Note records are listed there. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. So, yeah, that's Blue Note. Yeah, Blue Note box set. The, the name of that, once again, if you're interested, is Spirit and Time. Okay. Before I get into the record fair records, I've gotten a couple of jazz records in the mail, so I wanted to show those to you. There was someone who saw one of my videos named Alan Sinzaki recommended this Johnny Smith record to me after he saw the Mundell Lowe video. Mundell Lowe, jazz guitarist, very cool jazz, very laid back jazz from the 50s and 60s, very easy listening type jazz, I would say. I've really been listening to a lot of that kind of music lately. Eddie Duran, and so this guy, Johnny Smith. So, jazz guitarist in this very laid back type style. To me it sounds like, if you ever saw the Beverly Hillbillies, when Ellie Mae would be like descending the stairs, when you would hear that lush guitar music being strummed. I mean, to me, that's what this sounds like. So, Stan Getz is on this too for 5 of the songs, and then you get Zoot Sims on 2 songs, and then Paul Kennichet on 5 songs. So it's Johnny Smith with 3 saxophonists. So that's really good. Here's what the back of it looks like. This record is in really good shape. I was really glad to get this one. Royal Roost is the record label. This is actually it's a very cool record label. That blue, it's a dark blue, but there's actually a little sort of a black watermark over it, so it really looks cool live. I believe this is the first print from 1957 or so. Yeah, Royal Roost. So, yeah, they just do some jazz classics on here. Moonlight in Vermont, Tenderly, yeah, Stars Fell in Alabama, Cherokee, Yesterdays. Beautiful cover there. So, thanks very much to Alan Shinzaki for recommending that one to me. He actually tracked it down on eBay for me. Found this copy for me, so very happy to get that one. From that same vendor, I got this Bud Shank Quartet record. This is on Pacific Jazz. This is, I think, Bud's third or fourth album as a band leader. Very cool cover. This is on Pacific Jazz. This one, it was advertised to me as mono, and it says on here just like high fidelity. So here's the label. There's something on the label here that says, ST679. So, I mean, to me that sounds like it might be stereo, but I put it on stereo and it really did seem to be mono, so I'm not sure I understand the labeling on this, but I think it is mono. Either way, it sounds fantastic. The only problem with this record is that the entire top of it is split, so I'll just keep it. And the cover, I mean, the cover is really in good shape, except it's complete split. It's weird that the cover would be so messed up when it appears that the record itself has never been played at all. I got this Tyree Glenn record. Tyree Glenn at the Embers. Tyree Glenn is a person I wasn't really too familiar with. He was a trombonist, an old-time trombonist from a long time ago. He played with, I guess, a lot of people. Who did it say? I think it said Duke Ellington. I think he played with Count Basie too. I mean, he just played with everybody basically. But so this is his band. Essentially, it's got Mary Osborne on guitar. You don't hear it too often about female guitarists. I assume Mary Osborne is female. Joe Jones on drums. This is not Philly Joe Jones. This is the other Joe Jones, the original Joe Jones, I guess, and then Hank Jones on piano. So I put this record on. This is another mono record. It's on Roulette Records. I put this record on, and the first thing I started hearing was a vibraphone, and it doesn't really list on here what the people play besides the backing people like Harold Baker. It tells what all of them play, but it doesn't say what Tyree Glenn plays. But it turns out he's a vibraphonist too, so that worked out great for me because the vibraphone is an instrument that I really like the sound of it, and trombone is the other one. I mean, the third one, the ones I'm trying to listen to more, is the Fender Rhodes. So yeah, this worked out great. Tyree Glenn, trombonist and vibraphonist. I would call this just traditional jazz. It's not bop or post bop, I would call it traditional jazz. Very good. So I think these are basically all jazz standards too, or some of them are a little bit more obscure, but like Until the Real Thing Comes Along, Without a Song, I Thought About You, How High the Moon. So, the label is really just, that's a great label. I really like that one, Roulette Records. So, Tyree Glenn. Let's see. And then the last jazz record I received in the mail was this Carter Gillespie Incorporated. This one, I was just looking at this guy's store online, and he had this one. This is on Pablo Records, and I saw a video from Eddie at Margarettsville a week or two ago, where he was going through the Jazz Letter B, showing all his jazz records, and he talked about Pablo Records and how all the covers are black and white covers, and I think basically what he said was it's sort of like Blue Note from the 60s. You can count on it being good. Oddly enough, I never had any Dizzy Gillespie before. This is my first Dizzy Gillespie. This is not Cuban oriented, I would call this just yeah, hard bop. Uh, so yeah. Oh yeah, Joe Pass plays on this too. Guitarist Joe Pass. So really, I mean, I'm almost just not sure why his name isn't up there too, because it seems to me that he takes just as many leads as they do. So yeah. Yeah, Benny Carter, I guess I should mention, is a saxophone player. Once again, one of those old-time saxophone players who has played with everybody in the world. So this record sounds just excellent. I mean, it's near mint. I think it's really in really good shape. So glad to get that one. Just before the record fair, I went to Luna Records in Nashville and got a couple of new records down there. A couple days before the record fair. This is Claypool Lennon Delirium. This is their new album, South of Reality. I think it came out a couple weeks ago, about a month ago maybe. It has a gatefold sleeve. I think I've seen a couple people show this. It does come on colored vinyl, sort of purple and pink splatter. So this is very good. Yeah, Claypool Lennon Delirium, I'd call it its modern psych. This is the first album. You know, to me, sounds extremely derivative. It sounds a lot like I Am the Walrus, you know, Strawberry Fields Forever type Beatles, without, you know, copying it really, but it seems to be strongly influenced by those. So that's good, I guess, depending on how much you like the influence. To me, though, the second record gets to be a lot better. Those influences go away, and it's more just current, you know, their own psychedelia. So, yeah, it's good overall. I'm glad I got it. And I guess my only other minor issue with it is I would rather have just had one record. The sides are like really short. They're like 12 minutes each, or 12 or even 8 minutes long, you know. So I would have rather had it just on one record, but I guess they decided for some reason to do it this way. So yeah, Les Claypool, bass player, Sean Lennon, John Lennon's son. So Sean plays the guitar on this, psychedelic guitar. He's really good. I really enjoyed it. I think he was at Bonnaroo a couple of years ago. It was my first exposure to them. So yeah, good band. Les Claypool from Primus. Very, he's sort of an outspoken guy, I think, and yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure if he's outspoken, but his music is very distinctive, you know. So very funky, I guess, type music, and you know, some people like it, maybe some people don't, but yeah. I got there the same day at that record store. This Meat Puppets record. Yeah, this is their new album, Dusty Notes, which is really good. Meat Puppets, psychedelic rock, psychedelic western rock. They've had a very consistent sound throughout their career. I saw them back in like 1983 or 84 when they were touring behind their second album, but I hadn't actually gotten any of their music since Mirage, I think, or maybe Huevos. This album comes with a real cover. It's just a black and white cover. Their earlier albums all had really good covers, and so I got this one just because it's numbered. This is 283 of 300. I asked the woman at the record store what that means. It just means it's numbered. I don't think there's anything. I looked online to see, you know, there's no inner sleeve. It wasn't even sealed in cellophane. It just came in this actual piece of plastic with this barcode down here. It does sound really good. The label, though, is not, it's not like a promo label. Or this is more like what the cover would look like, I think. So, but this is really good. I like Meat Puppets. Like I said, I sort of lost touch with them for a while, but this is right back in the same vein that I would expect from them. That yeah, sort of psychedelic rock, kind of yeah, not hardcore at all. It's very easy to listen to. Yeah, so I did make it to the record fair on Sunday morning. I went to a couple of different vendors there. Oh yeah, well, so when I got there to the record fair I was going to, I was thinking when I got there that I would just maybe look around and maybe just try to find like one really good record. Maybe spend $75 or $100 or something like that on just one really good record. That maybe would be one of the ones that's displayed up there. The vendors would be displaying. So I looked around and saw a few that looked interesting, but I really didn't see anything I really wanted to, make an investment like that in. So I ended up just getting some regular records and just, kind of filling in some gaps. So the first one I got is Woodstock 2. I already have the first Woodstock album. So this is from the movie that was made in 1969 from the famous festival. This is just a 2-record set. It's not a 3-record set, but it is a triple gatefold sleeve. So they've got 3 pockets here, while the Who album with 3 records only has 2 pockets. It's kind of reverse. Here's the inside of it. Sort of shows that whole sort of the mess that was left behind when it was all over. This is really good. The side 1 has the Jimi Hendrix songs that weren't on the first album. Then side 2 is Jefferson Airplane. Really good Jefferson Airplane. We get Grace talking to the crowd some. Butterfield Blues Band does a great song in here. Everything's Gonna Be Alright. After that, side 3 is Joan Baez. I haven't actually listened to that side yet. Side 4, Mountain. Yeah, we get Blood of the Sun and Theme for an Imaginary Western. So it's fantastic. I'm a big Leslie West fan, and I think this was probably most people's first exposure to Mountain was at that festival. Then it is with Canned Heat, Woodstock Boogie, so sort of one of their standard jams, really good. So yeah, the cover's not in good shape, but the record plays great. So I was glad to get that one. Procol Harum, first Procol Harum album. I saw Blues Guy, showed this I think just within the past week. I just got it on Sunday myself. I think this was in mono. This is in stereo. It's electronically reprocessed. So if I had my choice, I would take Blues Guy's mono version. But this one sounds good. It's on Darum Records. Just that basic Darum label there. The good thing about this one, it has a wider shade of pale on it, which I did not have on vinyl. I had it like on some CD collection. So glad to get that. And it also has the original version of Conquistador, which I guess it became a hit when they re-recorded it a few years later with a symphony orchestra. Cool cover. It's in good shape. I'm a big Procol Harum fan, just largely because of the Robin Trower connection, and he is on this album. Sounds good, yeah. So Robin Trower. Psychedelic Lollipop. This is my first Blues Magoos record. This has the hit song on it. We Ain't Got Nothing Yet. I guess this is considered to be a psych band. I mean, this is really garage rock. It's really, I would call it garage psych, I guess. Very, very garage oriented. Really good. This band was on that Nuggets compilation, so of course I've heard that one song a lot, but I've never gotten around to really getting an entire album. I think maybe Electric Comic Book is, some people would list as maybe their best album, but this is the one I got. So yeah, but I do like this one. If I see Electric Comic Book sometime, I will pick that up too. And I think there's actually even maybe a third one. It's just a basic Mercury label. Yeah, so Blues Magoos. Glad to get that one. It sounds pretty good. There's a little bit of snap, crackle, and pop on this, but turn it up loud, that goes away. I found these two just absolutely pristine Weather Report records. This is Black Market. There's the band on the back of it. Yeah, Wayne Shorter, Jaco Pastorius, Joe Zawinul. I've never heard how you pronounce his name. Keyboard player Joe Zawinul. Yeah, I'm not really sure who the other two guys are. Acuna, I think, does some vocals maybe, and Thompson, I guess, must be the drummer. This record is in perfect shape, and it sounds just great. This is jazz fusion. Um, yeah, uh, I wouldn't really have much more description of it. Instrumental, no vocals, standard Columbia label. Sounds really good. Oh, yeah, it's in perfect shape except for Cindy wrote her name there along the edge. Seems weird that she would have kept her record in such perfect shape. But she wrote her name on it, but evidently she did that with all of her records. She did it on this one too. It's right there in the same place. So this is their, I think this is their best known record, Heavy Weather, which I'd never gotten before. I know it's been, reissued a million times. I think this is the original issue from 1977. It's kind of hard to say that. Yeah, so this is, as far as I can tell, this is exactly the same band. Yeah, jazz fusion. So, if you're into that, Weather Report. The last one I got at the record fair, Black Sabbath. Mob Rules. I don't have any Black Sabbath with anybody besides Ozzy as the singer. So this is my first step into that territory. Ronnie James Dio, of course, the singer for this one. His second one with the band, I think Heaven and Hell was the first one. I believe Mob Rules is the second one. I've listened to this a couple times so far. The Tony Iommi guitar work is awesome. Ronnie James Dio, something about his voice or his presentation to me has always been, I realize he's a fantastic singer. It hasn't been the most appealing, but I'm going to try this some more because I really want to start listening to some Rainbow a little bit more because I'm a big Ritchie Blackmore fan. So yeah, I got this Black Sabbath, so I'll listen to Ronnie James Dio's vocals on this one a little bit more. This also, the drummer was replaced on this too. This is Vinny Appice is the drummer on here. That last name Appice, I've heard it pronounced a couple different ways, and it seems like I read somewhere also that Vinny pronounces it one way and Carmine pronounces it another way, just to add to the confusion. So, but I'm going to say Appice. So that's it. These are the records that I got at the record fair, plus some mail pickups. So I'd be interested to know what you think about any of those. I got the Who concert coming up in May, so if you have any pointers for me or preparation on for the Who, I'd be interested to know about that. So thanks very much for watching.